Welcome back, boys. Another episode of the La Liga Lounge coming at you. Season 2, episode 14, Houston. We're really racking them up this year, man.
Dude, we are on fire. We're on fire.
I'm pretty impressed with us, honestly.
We got work ethic, dedication. The sports book's open. Couple bets are still alive. We'll talk about that. I mean, we're making fun work, you know?
Yeah, we're really bringing it to the next level this year, Houston. We're getting into the league right now. We have obviously very important time. Championship games coming up this weekend, Houston. Had some big games last weekend. Let's get into those games last weekend.
Well, let's start with our number 1 seed knocking out Brendan Murphy. I think he's the 4th seed. So, Jonathan Taylor came out really, really bad for Murph. Josh had T. Higgins and Joe Mixon, same team. You thought it was a leverage play. They both went off, as everyone saw that Cincy game. And his defense still got -4 points. Murph's got 18. In pre-show, I was saying, you told me Murph's defense was going to get 18 and Josh's get -4. I would have said, okay, Murph's got this in the bag. Keenan Allen, 5 points. Jonathan Taylor, 10 points. Justin Herbert, 16 points. Josh didn't do anything extraordinary. He had 2.5 guys go off. Damian Harris, 28 points. Or Deion Harris. Damian Harris. Yeah. But, I mean, hey, 1 seed won. He had great guys on his bench do awesome, too. You and I didn't think he'd get this far, Dan.
No, Houston. Every week it's like Josh's team just finds a way to absolutely go off. And it's like, I don't understand it. I really don't. Because I look and I'm like, it's a solid team. It's good. But is it number 1 in the league good? And that's, the question I keep saying no to. But Josh keeps backing it up and showing that he is. I mean, 140 last week, man. You can't beat that.
I compare him to Ruben's team a lot. I think their talent is the same. But Ruben's players always the right players found the right day to suck. Josh's players find the right week to just do really well. And congrats to Josh. Apparently he's won before. We didn't think he did, but then we went to the archives. He did win before. Josh, congratulations and good luck to you in the finals. We got some more from Josh himself later in the show. Dan, why don't you tell us about this next game here?
Yeah, and real quick, Hughes, before we move on to the next matchup, I do want to shout out Murphy real quick. First year in the league, making it to the semifinal. That's pretty impressive stuff. So good job, Murph. Well done. Glad you're in
Excited
there.
to have Murph in the league.
Yeah.
This will be fun. He participates too, more than half our people.
Great addition, no doubt. All right, enough about Murph. Let's get to the next matchup here, Hughes. We had Timmy versus Kevin. Another good one. We've been hyping up Timmy's team all year long, Houston. He came to back it up. He didn't have his most blow-up game of the year, obviously, but he came in with a solid, what did you get, Timbo? 115 points, respectable, solid, going to get you a win 80% of the weeks, and it came through this week for him against Kevin's team, who you and I have been saying all year, Hughes, been skating by just by the chin of his hair or whatever, and it really got him this week, I think.
So I compared this game. We're both looking at box scores, obviously. The Josh Murphy game, all the players way more consistent. Where this game, even Timmy, who we think has a great squad, players were up and down, right?
Mm-hmm.
Patterson, 7 points. Mark Andrews, 22. Madison, 13. Josh Jacobs, 10. I mean, he's all over the place. I mean, but let's talk about Kevin's player. Hubbard was 0. McCaffrey injured.
Both of his tight ends, Houston. Both of his tight ends dropped a 3 and a 2.5. Kevin's been living and dying by the tight end all year, and that really goes to show.
So, Dan, I'm looking at it. He had A.J. Brown with Tennessee. That was the Thursday game. So, if Kevin's after Thursday, he's like, hell yeah, I'm feeling good. Yeah. 25.5 to 0. See ya. And then just nothing else.
Yeah. Tough break for Kevin there, Hughes. I mean, the 2 tight ends not doing shit.
Yeah.
Is really hurts. I mean, he could have won. Honestly, if those 2 guys played just a average game for themselves, he probably could have squeaked by Timmy there. He only lost by 20 points and get 10 more points apiece from those guys, which you would expect. Yeah. Kevin we'd be talking about Kevin right now.
One more observation for both of these games. If you look at both box scores, even if anyone subbed out any of their bench players, they still would have lost, which I think speaks to the 1 and 2 seeds. They were the right seeds.
Yeah.
They dominated in the playoffs. So congrats to you as well, Timmy. We got you coming on. 60 Seconds of Shade, clash of the Titans coming up. But we have to touch on the Chode because that's what this league is about.
The league does revolve around the Chode, contrary to popular belief.
It revolves around the Chode.
Yeah.
Disappointing win by Forbes. I think a lot of people with polls, the sportsbook odds, I don't set the odds. They come through. And he was favored to win. He beat Anthony 85-59. Talk about a pathetic game. And then
both of the Chode games, Houston, just absolutely brutal. Eric's score with Ruben, pretty similar. Shout out to Ruben, by the way, for getting out of the depths of the freaking bottom of the league.
Yeah.
Won back-to-back games.
Yeah.
To get his way to the top of the consolation battle.
Good for him.
Yeah, good stuff for Ruben. Good matchup coming up on the Chode here, Houston, between Anthony and Eric. Two that very unexpected at the very beginning of the season. Or beginning of the playoffs.
Eric just missed the playoffs, and now he is pants down on his knees. Just about there. What do we got next on our agenda here?
We got the championship game, Houston.
We got the championship game.
Yeah, we got the championship game.
Pull it up here. We're gonna do lines after we get our 60 seconds of shade. We're gonna talk about lines for champ and Chode. Last time to get bets in, guys. And we got parlays, over-unders, spreads. Okay, let's go to the championship game. Who do you like?
Well, Houston, I've been pumping them all year. I got to go with Timmy. I honestly would prefer to see Josh win because I don't want Timmy to win twice in a row. We're just not going to hear the end of it.
You will not hear the end of it.
But, my heart's telling me one thing, my brain's telling me another. I'm listening to my brain right now. I think Timmy's going to get it. Should be a good matchup. Good players on both sides of the field, but you just look at Timmy's team, and there's just top 10 guys at every single slot.
Yeah, and the sports book told us that this was tough to set the spread on because both players with right now Timmy has Cordell Patterson, Edwards-Helaire, Devontae Smith, all on his bench.
Yeah,
right, and Josh has Stevenson, Cooks might be injured, Everett, the new Detroit St. Brown receiver, on his bench. And does Henry come back for week 17? Not if they don't need him, but we'll see.
Who do you got, Hughes?
Josh. I lean towards Josh.
Josh.
I'm looking at specific players fighting for spots right now. I don't think Mark Andrews has another stellar game again, not against the Rams defense. Marquise Brown against the Rams defense. You got Damian Harris running back against Jacksonville. I think he's going to get 2 touchdowns. Higgins and Mixon against Kansas City. You would think it's high scoring. It'll have a high over-under. And he's got Mahomes on the other side of that.
There's going to be 2 games. There's going to be 2 games this weekend that are going to be huge for Josh. The New England game and that KC-Cincinnati game, like you said, Houston.
And Josh Jacobs, while he can get 3 touchdowns and like 80 yards rushing, he can have dud games.
Yeah. No doubt. Who knows? But Timmy doesn't even need to start him. Timmy doesn't even need to start Josh Jacobs, which is the crazy thing. It's a crazy thing. Let's bring the boys in.
Timmy's coming on camera early.
Let's bring him in.
Let's give him the signal.
Let's bring him in.
He's confident, boys.
All right, Timmy, we've had you on for 60 Seconds of Shade earlier in the year, but you've done so well. You backed up your shit. You got the championship behind you. God, fucking arrogant. You got 60 seconds. Sip that blue light. And let's go.
All right. Well, first off, I really want to start off by talking to my man Houston over here, picking me to win the Chode at the beginning of the year. Get your shit out of here, dude. You should be in the fucking Chode game, to be perfectly honest with you. But you know what? You hustled. Got to give you props there. But come on, man. Get out of here putting that curse on me. Next off, honestly, I gotta talk a little shade to the commissioner. Really sorry, Kevin. I know it's been a little rough here lately. I love you, brother, but hey, man, you put up a good fight, but I had to end the run. I'm sorry. Like, I was part of it early on, and I felt gross about not beating you earlier in the year to where it just felt so good last week. So I'm sorry I had to do it to you. And then last, Josh, you know what, bud? We split it during the year. It's going to be a good matchup, but you know what? I really, really hate to break it to you. That bad boy's staying here. It ain't going anywhere else.
Timmy, what's going on with the trophy back there? I think it was wobbling or something, man.
It's dancing behind me, man.
Damn.
It does look like that.
There's Jacqueline's back there
Prepare.
moving it.
Prepare.
Jacqueline, I see her hand. I know. Now I know what's going on.
Steady hand, girl.
How long has she been on her knees?
Oh, that's worse than anything I'm gonna say. So
Get
All
into
right.
it, Josh. Let's hear yours, buddy.
Pass the mic. So I'll give you mine. You know, Tim, it's actually been a pretty good couple years for you. But like the University of Michigan, man, I think you're just overrated by the press. Have been all year. But like I said, been a good couple years. You know, you bought a house, you got engaged, you bought a dog, moved in with your fiance. Michigan beat OSU. Congrats. You know, you've been the championship game back to back, which is all great. The only thing is, you know, I bought my house and then you bought your house. I got engaged, then you got engaged. I moved in with Kaylee, then you moved in with Chip. Michigan beat OSU, but they didn't beat Michigan State. Funny thing is, your overall record is 43, 47, and 2. Mine is 43, 46, and 2, which means I'm one up on you again. Right? You've been one spot behind me all season, even though everyone's been on your side. And let's not forget, I've actually made an appearance in the playoffs one more time than you actually have. So what really this all comes down to is you've always been one step behind throughout this entire year, maybe for the past couple of years. And I don't see anything changing. I don't think you're going to be the first to go back to back. I think I'll take one more step ahead of you first. And that is what it is. So that's all I got to say.
I have $10 on Josh to win the championship.
Shit, after that 60 seconds of shade speech.
Official bet, putting it in.
No, it's all love, man. It's all love. Get in the lines. You got 2 minutes, gentlemen. Get into the lines.
Yeah. Get in the lines here, Hughes.
All right. So we got spread this week and over under. We have Timmy right now favored -9.5. That's the spread. You can bet the spread. Money line -175. So Josh is obviously +9.5 and +110. We'll be sending a screenshot out of this, but here's the rough work that I was drawn by our advanced analytics. Okay. You also have an over under you can parlay with 225. 225. Just inside information for you, Dan, that I know you were telling me about. Their average for the year combined are 228. So just want to let you know where that is. They're expecting an under game here performance, players and teams in the playoffs. So you have over under at 225, a 9.5 spread line. Timmy -175 to win, Josh +110. I just took 10 on Josh to win. I mean, that speech said it all. So,
Houston, while we're making live bets, the overs are going to be hot. I'm going to get in on an over bet right here, buddy. Give me 10
on an over.
10 on the over and 10 on my boy. Actually, no, Timmy's odds are too bad. Give me 10. Well, what about the Chode, Hughes? You want to talk about the Chode real quick?
The Chode, yes. Anthony, clearly, you look at his lineups. He's not trying. He's not paying attention. He's out in the farm. He's sleeping in the cornfield. I mean, he's got a pumpkin on his head. He's not paying attention anymore. Anthony's -250. Don't get that confused with winning. He's -250 to win the Chode. He's -250 to lose. People think Anthony is favored to lose. Kanicki is +250. So people think Kanicki is going to get out of this alive, barely.
Yes.
But if you think Kanicki will become the Chode and Anthony will beat him, you want to take Kanicki at +250. Bet $10 to get. I think the math on that is 25 back, 15 profit.
Yeah. So my other $10, Houston's going on Eric here for the Chode. I like those odds. I like those odds a lot. So I'm gonna throw 10 on Eric just for shits and gigs here at the end last week of the betting roll.
So you got $10 on Eric to win, and then you got another 10 on the over under.
Got the overs, baby. Give me the over.
Yes, sir.
Get your bets in, boys. We didn't get any last week. We work hard making this sports book. We got algorithms in the background pumping every single day, crunching the numbers so that we can get the best odds out to you guys.
Yeah.
So play some bets, man. Come on.
Play some bets.
Come on.
Boys, LTC for one last week. Then we're coming for you, Kamish. We're going to grill you next week. Special surprises next week. Please tune in. Tune in.
Yeah. And real quick, just before we sign off.
Yeah.
Big game for Michigan on Friday. Who you got real quick? He's got Michigan. I got Michigan. Go blue, baby. LTC.
Go blue, baby.
Go blue, baby. All right, boys. See y'all next week.